This is the Xtreme Gaming Cabinets 50-inch light gun shooter cab, and it's been provided to me for the purposes of review, so let's get started. First off, it's hard to ignore its size. It's pretty big and stands at 6 feet tall with a huge 4K 50-inch display. This thing came all the way from Australia, where Xtreme Gaming Cabinets is located. It was shipped in a large crate on a pallet. I was nervous that it'd be damaged in shipping, but there was not a scratch on it. It was packaged extremely well. It took me and my buddy Rudy to move it into the house, but to be honest, it was easier than most full-size cabs we've moved, so that was a plus. You have a choice of artwork designs: Alien Extermination, House of the Dead, Point Blank, and Time Crisis. I decided on Time Crisis since it's one of my favorite light gun games. If none of these interest you, the team at Xtreme Gaming Cabinets will work with you on a custom design. The overall cabinet quality is some of the best I've ever seen. It's constructed of high-quality melamine MDF and built to last. They CNC all the designs in-house and everything is put together before being shipped out to you. The attention to detail can be seen everywhere. One of the coolest things to me is the steel frame bezel around the active marquee. The active marquee is an option you can choose upon ordering, and it comes at an extra charge. The active marquee, in my opinion, adds so much to the cabinet, and all the artwork and designs are subtle, but really add a cool element. The cabinet has other awesome accents like the T-molding and the acrylic top to protect the control panel. You'll also notice there's gun holsters that are also made with high-grade steel and covered with a material inside to ensure your guns aren't damaged when you put them away. Something else that's really cool is the fact that you can't even tell that this one has Gun for IR LEDs pre-installed. So if you already have a Gun for IR or you decide that's what you're going to use for your light gun of choice, they'll ship it out to you ready to go. That is an orderable option. But what if you have a different light gun, such as a Sinden? No problem. The software will detect the gun and it will automatically work. That's right, it's true plug and play. There's also calibration software built in, and guess what? It knows and detects the gun you have and will start up the appropriate calibration software, and you'll be shooting zombies, aliens, or Terminators in no time. The inside of the cabinet is just as clean as the outside, and while you won't be poking around in there very often, you have to appreciate the level of detail and care that Daryl and the team over Xtreme Gaming Cabinets take in putting together something truly awesome for the light gun enthusiast. All the custom software is built by Jason of Integrum Retro, and it's very well done. It's got over 300 light gun games ranging from retro classics like Time Crisis, Area 51, Terminator 2, to more modern shooters like Alien Extermination, Terminator Salvation, and Blue Estate. The software is built on Launchbox Big Box, and it's all provided as part of the system. How about the audio? An arcade's no good without killer audio, right? This cabinet doesn't disappoint. The audio system is built around the Logitech Z407 system, but it's using upgraded Sony speakers for the right and left channels. I was actually surprised at how good it sounds. The system also has a wireless volume and bass control you can put in a convenient place to adjust the volume easily. Alright, let's break away for a second and talk about some of the specs. This thing is a beast. It comes with a 50-inch LG 4K display that makes gameplay super immersive. The CPU is an AMD Ryzen 7 5700G. The system is equipped with 16 GB of RAM, an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 GPU to handle both retro and modern titles. The iPack USB encoder that's in charge of the button navigation on the menu system. It also has a subwoofer that comes via the integrated Logitech Z407 sound system. It also has Sony speakers to further enhance the experience. The active marquee is simply awesome. It dynamically changes the artwork depending on what game you're playing. The system also comes with integrated Gun for IR LEDs if you choose to order it with that option. There are also front power options for both 12-volt and 24-volt guns, so you're covered no matter what you're packing. And I can't forget about the awesome steel bezel that surrounds both the active marquee and the monitor for that clean, professional look. Now keep in mind, the specs are subject to change based on product availability. So check with Xtreme Gaming Cabinets before ordering if you have any specific questions. I feel a need to re-emphasize the attention to detail you're getting with Xtreme Gaming Cabinets. The cabinet designs are all done in-house as well as the CNC cutting. The steel surround for the marquee and monitor are done by a nearby steel manufacturer. The material and quality are top-notch. All the artwork is also done on-site, and as you can see, it looks absolutely beautiful. Look, these cabinets are expensive, no doubt. But the term "you get what you pay for" couldn't be more relevant here as the team strives for perfection. And while nothing is perfect, the Xtreme Gaming Cabinets delivers the best product in this space that I've ever seen. So you're probably wondering, what do I think about this light gun cab so far? I've had a chance to play it almost every day for the past week since I've had it, and the thing is just awesome. The attention to detail is second to none. For instance, one of the things I noticed right away is in the beginning front of the control panel, it has 12 and 24 volts. Now you might be wondering, like, why is that even cool? It's cool because if you happen to have an original Time Crisis gun that supports 24 volts, well, you can get the full experience out of it. So any gun that you have that's converted to gun for IR that has a 24 volt solenoid, you can support that. It's most common to have 12 volt solenoids or 12 volt force feedback mechanisms, but still it gives you the option to do both. It's just a small feature that they added that to me means a lot. I really appreciate the attention to detail on this cabinet. If I had to nitpick little things, like when you boot it up, the initial screen is actually the Windows desktop and then it boots into their splash screen for their software. It'd be cool if they actually put something there as an advertisement and maybe made it not look like Windows for a couple seconds. Even though it is Launchbox Big Box running on Windows, you know, that would just be a thing to polish it up. And then they don't currently really have foot pedal support, although if you get in touch with Integrum Retro, he will, you know, remote connect and sort of help you self-configure the foot pedals, but I know he said that was something they were looking into and something that would be coming. So if you're playing a game like Time Crisis, you're still gonna have to duck from the button versus the pedal. I have mine working, but he was able to dial in and set that up. The other thing is just overall size and scope. Having a screen that big is pretty damn amazing, and I'm sorry, but it just really entrenches you into the gameplay. The other thing I'll say is they have deployed a lot of shaders and things like that so that the games look really good. A lot of the retro games, they won't look that good on a modern display. They avoid all that by using fancy shaders and things like that. That's not an area I know a whole lot about, but it looks really good. There's no like bilinear filtering or any of that weird stuff that kind of makes a retro game look bad on a modern display. These look really good. The overall game selection is off the charts good. There's a bunch of new stuff. There's some rare and indie titles I've never heard of. There's a couple games that they kind of converted to light gun games that were not originally light gun games, like Blue Estate. That's a really cool one. I had never heard of that before. So there's a lot to explore, so you really can't get bored. Okay, this is House of the Dead, Scarlet Dawn, playing it with the Scarlet Dawn gun. It doesn't really get much better than this. This is one of my favorite modern light gun shooters, and it happens to be on this cabinet, so it is a plus. You can switch the guns. The gun is extremely loud. So this gun came from RPEG Electronics if you're interested, and they definitely made this gun a lot louder than it needed to be, but it makes it super fun. And you can change your weapons pretty easily. You can change it here, you can change it up front right here. Super fun. All right, well, this is one of my favorite ones. This is VirtuCop 3. I don't think this came out in the United States, but it's becoming one of my favorite games. It's really cool that it's on here. It has this really cool bullet time mechanic where you can slow down time. This guy's around the corner. Bam! It's really cool. You can see I'm actually using no crosshairs, super accurate with the gun for IR. And I got the fisheye lens. I'm not standing that far from the screen, maybe like, I don't know, 3 feet, maybe 4 feet. But this is one of my absolute favorite games. All right, this is Operation Ghost, another one of my favorite ones. I actually have that rifle gun that would probably be a better option for this game, but this is still super fun. And the force feedback on the gun is just awesome, as you probably can tell. Simply awesome. All right, we'll check out a couple more. All right, so this is Blue Estate. This was not a light gun game originally, but it was converted to light guns, so kind of fun. This one I'm really enjoying. I didn't know anything about this game, and it's on here. It's super fun. Graphically, it's good. It's got a story mode, so there's a lot to unpack when you play it. But yeah, definitely something that I'm gonna put a little bit more time into. I literally just started checking it out, and it's pretty cool. There's like things that you can do to like move on. There's gestures like to move, and it'll tell you when to do that. Oh shoot. Really fun game, and pretty cool that it's on here. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff to explore on here that maybe is out of the ordinary, you know, than just like your run-of-the-mill retro games. So there's lots and lots of stuff, like I said, to keep you busy for a long time. No gameplay video would be complete without a little duck hunt. So duck hunt actually is pretty tough to play sometimes on an LCD screen, especially without crosshairs, but I feel like with Gun for IR, it's accurate enough that you can play duck hunt real well, even when you start getting into the more, Yeah, even when you start getting into the further levels where it gets a lot harder. So, love myself some Duck Hunt. This is actually the NES version of Duck Hunt, although Versus Duck Hunt, which is the original Nintendo cabinet, that's also on here as well. Aha. Love myself some Duck Hunt. You know, there's also some really weird stuff on here too. Like, you wouldn't expect this to be very fun, but it's actually really cool. This is actually using a light gun to play Missile Command, recharged. It's pretty cool. It gets really challenging too. It's not easy. But there's a lot of stuff like this on the cabinet to kind of keep you entertained. Oh shoot. So I love stuff like this. It's different, you know, and it's pretty fun. There's a couple like music-based games too that are kind of cool that are on here. So yeah, just explore around. There's so many games. You're never gonna get bored with this system, and they're probably gonna add some new games too and offer upgrade kits. So, but with over 300, I think you have plenty to keep you occupied. I've literally never seen this game look this damn good. Check this out. I mean, it looks amazing with these shaders. It looks like a brand new game almost. This is such a fan favorite. Everybody wants to play House of the Dead 2, but this has all the House of the Deads on it, so you can have all the fun you want playing House of the Dead to your heart's content, because every single one of them is on this cab. But look at how beautiful it looks with these shaders, man. I can't get over how good it looks. I've never ever seen House of the Dead look this badass. Okay, I couldn't show you gameplay without showing you Time Crisis, since that's what the cabinet is modeled after, right? Because I told you we don't have foot pedal support yet, I'm just playing and using the button to duck and reload. But man, this game never gets old, I swear. And this game looks beautiful because Jason added all these awesome shaders, so the game like looks super crisp and awesome. All right, guys. I gotta say, there's not many things I would change about this cabinet. One of the things I thought would be a cool improvement would be to integrate MAME Hooker. We've talked about MAME Hooker on the channel before. It's a way for the emulator itself to send feedback to the gun. I'll give you an example. It's a way where if I'm shooting, let's say in like House of the Dead, and I run out of bullets, the recoil will stop in the gun, just like a real gun would if you ran out of bullets. That'd be a really cool improvement. We'll see if they do that down the road. The other thing would be pedal support. It doesn't currently have pedal support, but I understand this. There's lots of pedal hardware out there, so they gotta qualify it and make sure it all works first before they can integrate it into the build. The good news is Xtreme Gaming Cabinets is always making improvements. As a matter of fact, the other day they logged into my cabinet just so they could update some artwork assets. So they're always making a point to keep it up to date at all times. And that's really great to see. One tip after playing with this for a week now is when you first get your cabinet, the only thing that's instrumental that you do is you calibrate your gun. After that, everything is plug and play. It clearly states this on the instructions when you get your cabinet, but if you're like me, you don't read instructions, and I know you don't read either. So if you don't, just make sure you calibrate your gun and you'll be good to go from there. If you have any issues, it's more likely than not because you didn't calibrate your gun first. And the cool thing about the software, like I said earlier, no matter what gun you plug in, it will make sure the appropriate calibration software is loaded. So I tried this with Sinden and it worked great. I tried it with Gun for IR and it worked great. Another thing is I featured a lot of guns in this video. So you'll see I had like my Aliens Armageddon gun and things like that. Those were all guns I got from RPEG Electronics. You can get guns directly from Xtreme Gaming Cabinets. I believe he sources the Sinden light gun and the Gun for IR. But if you want to get that separately or you already have one, you know, that's fully okay. You can actually order this system without a gun. Now I will say all of the information to buy a cabinet like this is gonna be in the description of this video. Now, one of the really cool things is they don't just do this gun cab. They actually have an awesome pinball machine, probably one of the coolest virtual pinball builds I've ever seen. They've got a racing cabinet and they have a beast arcade cabinet, so they have a bunch of other cabinets, so check them out. Maybe if this isn't what you're looking for, you might like one of their other builds, and the good news is they're all this top quality, just like this one, so you kind of can't really go wrong. Now, I will say, before I go, they are gonna start production of these cabinets at some point in the US. I'll update a video, I don't know, whenever that happens, but for now, all the information to source your cabinet today is gonna be in the description. And if you buy it from Xtreme Gaming Cabinets, they can ship it to you. It's gonna come either sea or air, so depending on, you know, cost or whatever it is or how quickly you wanna get it, you have options there. And then also the exchange rate in Australia for US dollar to Australia is actually in your favor right now, so that also is something that, that you should keep note of. But anyways, that's it, guys. I loved it. Thank you so much to Xtreme Gaming Cabinets for letting me highlight this on the channel. It is absolutely awesome. I really want to have some critical feedback for you, but it honestly is a cabinet that delivers on all fronts. And while nothing is perfect, this is pretty damn awesome. Anyways, so thanks again, guys, for letting me check it out and for making such an awesome machine here. That's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel, put your comments below. I want to hear what you think of this. And that's it for now, and we will see you on the next one.